Welcome to episode 137, podcast 137, that is, live stream edition with me and a dead Duncan over this way, and
I
What's up?
cast Phoenix
Ryan,
down.
Ryan below me, who casts
Oh,
Phoenix down, and
no,
he's
I
also,
will do no such thing.
he just
I
did
mean,
it, I
What
heard.
about nudes?
But yes, so, and we also have the voice of Stefan in the background occasionally. We don't know. There he is!
Oh my
So,
god.
we usually start it with what's been played this week, and I usually go from top left, which is sadly me, because somehow I got top left again. So this week was a very slow week for me. I played a little bit of Kerbal. What else did I actually play? All I did was I made a Kraken Drive rocket or space plane.
Oh, the
Which
infamous Kraken drive.
Yeah, which is basically a
Is it a
infinite
crack?
fuel. It's an infinite fuel space plane that can pretty much go anywhere, land without atmosphere. It's yeah, it was kind of fun. And then I
I
tried.
like Kraken. Although when I take Kraken, I do not
It's
have
a total.
infinite fuel. It
It's a.
makes me kind of.
It drops your fuel. It removes fuel.
It makes me go.
But yeah, so basically, I tried to land it on like a moon and stuff, but trying to land a plane without atmosphere proved to be very difficult. So that didn't end up working. And then this week I played a little bit more Kerbal. But I had a long work week,
Oh,
so really.
notification. Immaterial Gamers is live. Watch. Oh, I'm already doing that.
But yeah, so this week was a long week. I started 2 days earlier, so I worked a whole 6 days this week. So I wasn't even home for
About
6
time you did
days.
something.
Ouch. So really, I didn't do much this week. So I'm gonna pass the torch over to Duncan.
Oh god, me already immediate. Okay. Boy, it's been a while since I was on one of these damn things.
Yeah, you've ditched us.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, life gets in the way sometimes.
'Cause
I've
you're
been in
ginger.
school and work. Yeah, why
I
not,
am
right?
surrounded by gingers right now.
What's Yeah, a little bit. You got a little bit of support from Stefan in the corner, but he's
Nope.
he's not really here. So,
Well, Stefan's image doesn't even show up on the live stream, so
oh, even better, even better.
it's just
Um,
you to my
oh,
on the right side of me. Well, my left, but it's actually right on the screen. And then I'm standing on top of Ryan.
perspective.
what is this? First you
Bending
were
lines.
saying blow you, and now
I didn't say anything about blowing me. I just called you a
Blow
ginger.
me away. So video games, right? That's
yeah,
what
yeah,
we're
yeah,
all
video game
Let's go
podcaster.
back into that.
Um, I've played a few games since last time I've been on here. So no surprise to anyone.
Good.
One of the games that I've been into is a game that is actually being turned into a series. My sister introduced me to a game called Yes Your Grace, which is sort of a resource management, medieval style resource management game. That's the best way to put it. Uh, Basically, you're the king of a medieval kingdom that's on hard times, and you gotta kind of make Davern great again. That's that's your goal. You got your three daughters, and you're just balancing your you know happiness with the welfare of the kingdom, trying to get gold and supplies. And there's a big you know that there are people who are attacking you. Our enemy armies are invading, so you have to do some politicking
Are
with
you
the
invading
other
me?
minor lords. I don't know. Am I?
I hope not.
We'll,
We are
we'll see
Canadian.
how
We
it
don't have a
goes.
very good army.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Canadians, we're not really about the invading, but we're really good at the making friends thing, the whole making
And
allies
and apologising
thing.
after said invasion.
We'll shake your hand.
Yeah.
Please don't hurt us.
Yes.
French.
And come on, we're not that bad. But yeah, the whole point, you have to gather allies to help defend your kingdom against the invading armies.
The
And
invaded
yeah,
horde.
we're like half or maybe 3/5 of the way through, maybe even closer than that we've recorded. They're not out yet, but we've gotten a little over halfway through the game by this point.
Bloody
And
hell.
and yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm looking forward to recording more. It just hasn't been an opportunity in the last few days.
Mm.
It'll probably be finished before like the second. Probably if not the second, then definitely the third part will probably be done. Because yeah, we're into it.
Cool.
Taking a break from that persona there.
That persona. Yeah, I've
That
also sort of
persona.
taken a break from my persona at the moment. Strikers is Ooh, difficulty peaks and troughs, man.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Trough. I'm just picturing you like eating out of like a trough of like
Whoa, whoa,
Ooh.
whoa! Now that's just not very nice.
Oh, this is big news. We'll explain
just
that later.
boxes of Persona games in a trough. Just
All right, so is that you for the week, Dunk? Or have you
yeah.
done
I mean,
more?
I also put a little bit of FTL in the last few days.
Faster
Just
than
randomly,
light.
just randomly decided to get into it. Yeah, it's a game that I've been going back to over and over again over the years.
Yeah, I remember you playing that a long time ago.
Even if the devs haven't been going back to it over and over the years, I do, and it's still fun.
Do you ever try out their other game? What's it called? Before the
Into the Breach or something.
Into the Breach, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never actually tried it, but I keep wanting to. You know,
Have
every once in a
you
while, I'm like, maybe I should try that, and then I don't.
have you tried RimWorld?
RimWorlds, no.
I
Like a
own
euphemism
RimWorld,
for
and I
something,
actually
or
really like RimWorld. I think it's sort of the style that you might like.
you do tell.
So maybe after this, I'll show you it and see if you're interested in it. I might start doing like a podcast on that actually. It's a
Oh.
little old, but I might let.
What's RimWorld about?
It's
Give me some deets.
it's you know how you're sort of an overhead, well, almost like a side cut view of your ship, and you have to move your people around, and they walk around and deal with breaches and stuff like that. Well, this is
Okay.
more of a survival version of that. You're on a planet and you have to cut your trees down and stuff, but it's the same sort of style where you make your people do jobs on that flat plane. It's a 2D plane, and you can equip stuff
Oh,
to them and stuff
hey,
like that.
froze.
What's that?
Oh,
Whoa,
you kind
hey.
of froze for a couple seconds there.
What happened?
It sort of your camera kind of went
Ah,
for the benefit of the audio, as Terry's face froze, and then it almost like caught up like he was playing at full time speed. It went.
weird. I don't know. My phone must have lagged out or something. I'm
That's
using
what you get for dubbed.
for this whole thing is just my
Yeah,
phone
yeah,
because I don't have
yeah.
a camera.
It turns out that we bought a dubbed version of Terry for the podcast. So his actual dialogue is in Portuguese, but
Just like how Netflix has millions of movies now that were actually just never in English. They just got dubbed.
yeah. So there's one filmed in Spain that's coming up. And there's a lot of Brazilian ones as well. There's like a sci-fi that looks pretty cool, but
Okay,
it
so
needs
here,
dubbing.
how about instead of me trying to explain it to you, Dunk, I'll just use the default description for it. RimWorld is a sci-fi colony sim driven by intelligent AI storytellers. And you get to choose the different types of storytellers. So different storytellers will give you different random events. One guy starts out easy, gets ramped up harder and harder as you go. Then there's, I think, Randy Random is my favorite because he's just literally random. And then there's just different thing, and you basically build. You have to build you have to build a shelter and kill animals, farm vegetables, worry about fire burning your buildings down, build electricity. But the coolest thing is you actually have to build refrigerator rooms, which is basically a room that has an AC in it to produce it really cold to keep stuff refrigerated. And your characters care about the temperature. So if you're in a temperature or a climate area that gets really hot, they'll want AC in their rooms so they don't die of exhaustion and heat, stuff like that. There's lots of wounds and illnesses, and you need your other colonists to heal them. They all can skill up off certain jobs, and they have certain jobs they're good at, or certain jobs they will learn fast. And it's just, I think you would really like that game. I've had a lot of fun with it.
Sounds sounds like fun. Oh, yeah, maybe I'll give it a try.
I do wish, I don't think they ever added multiplayer. I do wish they did.
I probably won't have time after the stream for any demonstrations because I'm going to be pretty much going straight from the stream to
To
dinner
dinner, yeah.
to D&D tonight with.
Oh yeah. All right, no worries. But yeah, it just popped into my head. Like it's similar to a lot of the games you play. And from what I'm looking now, they never did add a multiplayer. But maybe there's a workshop mod for it to be multiplayer or something. I'm not sure. But anyways, let's
Steam
move.
is full of anything.
Yeah, let's move on to what Ryan did this week.
So
Hey,
what I
did
did
you
is I
do
took
this week?
a
Ryan?
week off.
Of work.
Forbidden. You're banned.
Yeah, no. No, well, what I did do is I
And it
did
still
play a
almost
bit.
came last.
I did play Persona 5 Strikers. Played a little bit more of that. Cleared another dungeon, so I'm sure. No, we will not start the hashtag Kick Ryan campaign.
I don't know who you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about. That's not a. That's
So
whoever that guy
the
is. That shouldn't have said that.
for the benefit of the audio podcast later on in the week, yeah, hashtag Kick Ryan is not a thing.
Wait, where is it?
Yeah,
No.
it's definitely not a thing. It's definitely not a thing. You should definitely not type
Yeah,
it out.
no,
and
actually, seriously,
retweet it.
Terry.
Yes.
What?
Why did my
No,
camera just die?
no hashtag Kick Ryan.
Why do I feel like I'm missing
That was
something?
weird. My camera died for some reason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was weird. It was. I actually saw it. I only caught the glimpse of it, but you were still here on Discord, but you disappeared on Twitch. It was weird.
yeah, that was odd. But yeah, played some more Persona 5 Strikers, and then also
There's a lot of them. Holy cow!
Like Duncan and Andrew, I've also started a new video series.
Oh boy.
Whoops.
Oh really?
Hold on, Ryan. Technical difficulties. Ryan, here we go. I was supposed
No
to
longer
load it
with
up
the painful seizure-inducing background.
I love how you're just staring at it. Like you can see just by your look. You're so focused on that. What is that?
yeah,
Battles.
Battle Chasers Night War.
Oh.
It's hard to
RPG
tell when
came.
you're directly in the center of the logo, but you know.
Yes, I know.
Just move your whole setup over.
It's battlers.
So I'll move myself over here, and now that doesn't work because now
You're
I'm
on the wrong
loading a new
side.
game.
There you go. Oh,
Let me just.
he's
It's
loading up a new game.
Like, let me just move so that I'm not in the way. It moves more in the way.
Yeah, Ryan technical difficulty. Anyway, yeah, Battle Chasers Night War, turn-based RPG, came out in 2017, and is a continuation of a comic called Battle Chase that
Okay.
was out in the late 90s, early noughties, by a guy called Joe Mad. That was his comic name, Joe Madureiro, I think. It was abandoned before it released its 10th issue. But then suddenly he created a games company called Airship Syndicate, and lo and behold, Airship Syndicate also made the Darksiders Genesis games, like the two-player action RPG, like Diablo, but set in the Darksiders universe. And they're also making League of Legends Ruined King,
Cool.
one of the single-player League of Legends stories.
Some of the art of it looks kind of like Dungeon Defenders.
It does have that sort of that look to it. I mean, if you have a look at them, like Calibretto, he's a giant hulking war golem, and you all see how giant and hulking he is in about 5 minutes. But yeah, the way it works is you have an overworld. Well, you have little dungeons and overworlds, and you clash into monsters, and fighto happens, just like every other RPG. But it works on a turn-based system where, and this is probably the bit that's unique about it, is that characters have health and mana. That's not unique.
Oh, that's
But
so unique.
what they do have is a function called overcharge. So when you just hit with a normal spell or a normal attack, you don't use any mana because you're just doing a normal attack. What you then instead is you generate overcharge. So when you cast skills or spells or whatever you need to do that are a bit more damaging, they, instead of spending the mana straight away, it'll burn any of the overcharge you generated beforehand,
Okay.
and then it'll use the rest of your mana. So the idea is that you can do resource management in your fights. Oh, look, an airship's about to explode.
Spoiler
Oh my
alert.
god.
That's Calibretto. There he is. That told you, giant hulking war golem.
He's
a
like,
big
yeah.
boy.
That's a pretty good name for him.
He is
Giant
a
hulking
he is
wargulp.
a he is a big boy. But yeah, so you do that, and then like your other skills also have certain speeds as well. So you've, like every other turn-based RPG, you've got a turn order on the left-hand side of the screen, and your normal attacks will just happen as soon as you choose to have them. But if you cast spells, they'll go from fast to slow, and they'll prioritize the order that you get attacked and attack. But I kind of like it because it's funky and it's different. Storylines okay for a game based on a graphic novel that was abandoned 10 years ago, but it's coming back.
Came back.
And then it died in a volcano, and it just fell through my head from what happened there. But yeah, every character's got their like quirks. You've got Garrison, who's like this big hulking bodyguard who's had a rough past, giant raging alcoholic because his wife died. The usual business, but gets a job protecting Gully, which is this 9-year-old child who's got magic gauntlets left by her father who's went missing.
They call him Garrison because he fights with the ferocity of an entire garrison.
Yeah, he also hits really, really hard, and Gully, who's supposed to be here, there she is.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, like I say, magic gauntlets are allowed to shrug off like lots of attacks, but is now chased by the entire world because everyone wants her gloves.
I want those gloves.
I want the gloves. They can shrug off a cannon blast. No, not
Yeah.
hands. Hands. No.
These
But
hands.
yeah, it's like got little bits. It's weird. It's like got dungeons with different difficulties in it where you can get decent loot. You've got your normal level up mechanics. There's a perk system that rewards grinding. It's like killing certain mobs a certain number of times will provide permanent stat bonuses for your team. So it sort of stops you from wanting to just sort of speed run the RPG, and instead just you want to actually do it.
All right.
But you have to go fast.
No,
Oh, he's got the
Okay.
gauntlets.
he's got the gauntlets. Everyone after him now.
I
Can
think
you
those are just
shrug off a cannon
gloves.
blast with those gloves?
No, I could stab you in the balls though.
Please don't do that.
TOS.
I can tell you what I can do.
Don't do it.
Okay, Duncan, that's enough.
You shoot a gun.
Let's not do that.
Now Nerf guns are apparently fine.
It does have a red tip on it, so it's okay. Or a very,
Yes. Lower.
bright colored tip.
It's orange.
Alright, Amber, hold still.
Da, 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 da.
It's actually pretty. It's actually pretty fierce, actually.
Yeah, let's not.
Oh my
So,
God.
And he
Uh,
shoots
yeah.
himself in the eyeball.
The trigger's broken. It won't fire. Wait.
That's okay.
Oh. I love that in the chat,
Amber,
Duncan had wrote, by the way.
Amber's
broke it.
sabotaged it.
Oh, there it
It's
is.
meant to backfire.
Where'd it go?
She looks down the barrel.
It didn't fire. What the fuck?
All right, let's keep
Guns are
going.
broken.
So yeah, Steph, or like Duncan had wrote, red Monica, hashtag just Monica. No, she's not that sort of Monica. And
Yes, okay.
don't. No trigger discipline at
Yeah.
all.
Let's just stare down the
So-
barrel.
What's
So,
it gonna do when it's not cocked? I mean, come on.
So the voice of Steph is here.
Yes. So,
I'm always here.
are you done with your story?
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
All right, so then let's see what
The
Steph
game
played
will
this
play
week.
itself. You can watch and see what it's like.
Yeah. He's fighting a slime.
He's
All right.
always fighting slime.
All right.
That's what Ryan does for a job.
I might
All
be
right,
able to
Stefan.
answer.
What did you play this week?
Warframe.
Wow.
After talking about Warframe last week and then updating it, I actually started playing it again.
Oh, really?
And I've learned more about the updates, and I don't like the updates anymore. I thought they'd be cool, but I don't like them anymore.
Well, tell me about the updates, because I wasn't here last week, because I worked a long
Well,
week.
in Warframe, there's missions called railjacks, and what you normally do is end up on you can either take your own railjack or end up on someone else's railjack.
What's a railjack?
Which most railjack's a spaceship in space,
Okay.
and you can either leave it, you can fight on it, you can use the weapons that are on it. But every person has a different layout for their railjack, and the most common thing that was a nuisance for it is anyone can use the abilities of that railjack as long as they're in the railjack. So if they're in your squad, they're on your railjack, they basically waste your resources using the abilities.
That
Which
doesn't
in
sound
the
nice.
yeah, especially when people don't know what they're doing with it. And then you now have that they decided they'll get rid of that. But now let's say if Ryan joined me, he'll end up on the same railjack. I'm doing air quotes like you can see me. And then you will get bye Ryan. Look what
dead.
came in just as Ryan disappears.
Yeah.
It's a giant ogre. But yeah, it ends up now you will get your railjack layout, so your weapons for anyone else's railjack. So now, if I think, okay, I don't have that good weapons, but I want to farm on this other planet to get better weapons, I better hope whoever's railjack I'm on can survive having my poopy weapons.
Ooh, yeah, that's kind of... So
It's like
basically, it makes it a little bit harder to push forward.
it does in a way. My railjack's probably up there with Final Content railjack, but but if Ryan joined me, I can't just like help push him straight to the end.
Yeah.
I'd have to work him up, or we will just get creamed. Unless I make him fly and I do all the shooting. Because
Yeah.
in railjack mission you got a pilot, two like side gunners, but they have a basically 360 view, and you have a cannon, and you have an engineer. But
All
you can
right.
only have 4 people anyway. So what
Okay.
normally happens is you'll get one gunner, you'll get the pilot, engineer, and someone who will happily leave the railjack to go help destroy these enemy spaceships,
That makes sense.
which tends to be the proper layout for it. But sometimes you can. It's like I can do early on missions and never leave the ship. It's not that hard at this minute. But the new update will basically stop anyone being able to just get dragged through.
Which
Which
is not
it's a
necessarily
good
a
thing
bad
and a
thing, yeah.
bad thing, because now you're gonna have, if people are wanting to like play a higher level, which their ship can do the level underneath but can't do the level it's currently what you want to go to, they're gonna struggle and drag whoever else in there down slightly. So
Yeah.
either they need to pull it out or. But yeah, overall, at this minute, I am just trying to complete the Night Wave. I'm currently level 19 out of 30. I've been literally just doing it for a week, just not
Level
doing the
19 out of
dailies.
what?
30.
Okay, so
There's
you're 2/3 of the
it's
way.
not levels, but it's every few months there's a thing called Night Wave, and she does acts. Like at the minute, she is in intermission. Basically, it's in between. But we've had the Wolf of Saturn 6.
Okay.
We've had the Eminus, and we've had the Glassmaker. I never really played that much of Nightwave early on, so I've missed a lot of the Wolf stuff, and I've missed a lot of the second one. But at Glassmaker, I got really interested in it, so I'm trying to just make sure I can not miss any more night waves. Whenever there's a new night wave, I'll come back to Warframe. Normally,
Yeah,
also when there's
makes
a new
sense.
Warframe that comes out. Did he just come back with a paper hat? No, he come back with a tissue on his head.
Hashtag Ryan Extra Ginge.
So yes, I fail to see the difference. It just looks like Ryan.
Yeah,
Looks
it's
like
just
regular
Ryan.
orange hair.
Well, due to Twitch terms of service saying that I can't show food on stream.
You're just gonna cover your face while you're eating.
Yeah, I just have to. Yeah, just as a.
Can't show
So
food
be
on
like
stream.
that.
What the fuck is that even? What is that even? You can't eat on stream? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, you
Unless
can
you are
drink on the stream.
specifically designated for being a casual eater stream,
What is that even?
you can't show
Can
What do you
we
mean?
eating
mix?
on stream.
Can we
Let's
mix
just-
that in
let's
with
just
our
raise the further
streams?
questions.
I'll happily sit there and eat dinner in front of streams.
But I
It's
don't
a shame 'cause-
understand. I don't
if
understand
that
why
gets
that would be a
views,
thing,
why
though.
not? Look,
All
here's my
right.
meal today.
Well, do we want to move on to news, or do you have more to talk about, Steph?
No, not really, because there is more updates happening to Warframe, but I'm not sure what they actually are at the minute. I've kind of fell out of the watching the whole like dev videos they do every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Could be-
do like dev stream once a week, don't they? And then
Yeah,
they're
every
currently
Friday
doing
is
like
the dev
community
stream.
streams as well.
Yeah.
Work
Ooh,
from
Twitch
home
drops.
edition, they call it.
Yeah.
Twitch drops are enabled again. Starting today. I need
Oh
to
yeah,
start
they're
watching
also big on
streams.
that. If you watch Warframe streamers, there is chances of
I'm gonna-
getting
You're gonna lose a viewer.
Stop.
as soon as I can get
run both.
finish with it.
Run both.
I don't wanna.
All
My
right.
computer
Well,
struggles to play
Yeah, I mean, I
Warframe
can't
as it
deny
is,
that, to be
as
honest.
well as Google Chrome.
I want to start with the news because there's a topic that's in the news that was in the news 2 weeks ago when I did the live stream.
Terry is the news.
And 2 weeks ago, I talked about how loading screen simulator, GTA Online, GTA 5 Online, that is, a player of it.
Take the numbers out. It's just GTA Online. These.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a player of it who turned the loading screen simulator into a lot less of a loading screen simulator. He basically wrote his own script to
I was talking
fix.
to Terry. Brian about that the other day, strange enough.
Yeah, he wrote a script to reduce the loading times by up to 70%,
Yeah.
and now Rockstar's gonna implement that into their game. They've actually sent him a thanks, and
You shouldn't be sending him a thanks. You should be paying him.
yeah, in the post that I'm reading, it's like instead of just like a thanks, hopefully they throw at least some GTA cash to him, or like
What? They'll throw a mill at him. Yeah, there you go. There you don't have to spend 10 quid.
yeah,
Or however how much it is for a mill nowadays in Warframe. In GTA.
yeah, but so I wanted to touch base on that one because that was one that I literally talked about the last time I did a live stream.
Mm.
There's a few other topics that we have that some people have posted. Mr.
Yeah,
Ryan, do you want to read one?
related to GTA or Rockstar at least. The founder of Rockstar Leeds, who made Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars for the DS, I think it was. I think Chinatown Wars was the DS. It was Liberty City Stories
Don't
and
ask
Vice
me.
City Stories that were for the PSP.
Don't ask me. I never played any of them. To be honest, I
But,
probably did play the PSP ones.
But yeah, unfortunately, the developer Gordon Hall, who founded the company that became Rockstar Leeds, died aged 51.
Wow, that's young.
I blame Ryan.
That's an unfortunate one. I mean, that was 3 days ago, but still, it was in there. It was brought up as local news, which is why I hasn't saw it, because this has come on BBC News' Leeds and West Yorkshire News.
Yeah.
See, the only news I know is of the person opening an old pack of Magic the Gathering cards and finding a Black Lotus card that's worth 10k. That's the only bit of news I've actually read this week.
Yeah, there's not a lot going on. We have that other news
Well,
article.
how about this one for big ones? Do you remember a couple of years back when Riot Games were about to get sued by like former employees of the company for sexual harassment
Yes.
and bro culture and workplace?
Yep.
Well, just today,
It's happened again.
the company Alienware, who currently sponsor a lot of the League of Legends esports leagues,
Dell.
have decided to cut ties. They are no longer sponsoring Riot Games and have basically just wrapped up their sponsorship and went, nope.
Yeah,
But
they'll go
this isn't
sponsor
in.
some other esports teams.
Yeah,
Kit Kat
so
will pick up the case.
yeah, so this wasn't initially due to the big bro culture class action lawsuit that Riot employees were doing. This was specifically to do with the Riot CEO, Nicolas Laurent.
What did he do?
Sexual harassment, sued by his former executive assistant, according to this Kotaku article.
Oh wow.
So, yeah. Now, according to Dot Esports, who do all the esports stories, which is why this has come up in the first place, Riot are trying to renegotiate with Alienware. I could probably say it's not going very well,
Yeah, I'm
especially
gonna say.
given the fact that we're moving to like the playoffs of the big leagues at the moment, and given that they're one of the big sponsors and suppliers of the PCs used during the tournaments.
So they're gonna have to
Awkward.
downgrade to like really old computers that can just barely run low.
I
I'm
mean,
sure they
they
have
could still,
last year's.
Black and white monitors.
yeah, I'm sure they still got. No, they're probably
They'll
not going to do
still
that. They're
have
just not
the.
going to be able to just like have
Yeah.
Alienware logos on show.
Yeah, they'll just have to block them, put
Yeah.
tape over them or something.
Fair enough. I think the other one that all the gamers are apparently using is Omens. Is it the HP gaming PCs?
I haven't even heard of that one yet.
They're supposed to be like the high end gaming
Oh,
PCs
yeah.
that Hewlett Packard do.
Yeah.
I think
You do custom builds as well.
Yeah.
Well, so does Alienware, but
No,
you-
these will do proper custom wares. Like
like
I've seen
cooled,
people
liquid
getting
cooled and stuff.
PlayStations built in with it.
I see nothing, Chiz.
Ryan's eating tissue.
Yeah, that's what it
Yep.
was. He was just wiping his face.
Eating
Around
tissue,
his
certainly
mouth.
not cookie dough.
Exactly.
Why are you eating cookie dough? That's just wrong.
Because Don
He's
had a
not eating-
craving for.
He's not eating cookie dough.
No, yeah, well, I mean, I'm not for a start. Like, you're
Yeah.
right. And then
Alright.
second,
So what else is
if
going
Don
on?
had a craving. Well, I guess we could go back to us for. Speaking of like the League of Legends thing, the LEC
I didn't do it.
wrapped up its tournament.
Oh yeah, I'm first place. I swear, I'm first place.
Yeah, right.
I'm last place, I swear.
You know what? We could give a spoiler warning. I mean, the episode will not be coming out until Friday. But yeah, we've got our top four.
And I'm top
I'm
one.
last.
Two
See-
of us in it are not in that top four.
Yeah,
I'm last.
Yeah, how's it feel, Terry?
I'm in the top four. What are you talking about? I'm in first place. Just ask Stefan.
Yeah, I'm last.
No,
See?
you seven.
Maybe I should unmute my microphone at some point. Just so
You
I
seven.
can
Yeah,
hear
that's
and
probably a
conversation.
good idea, Duncan.
Oh, whoops.
Were you waiting for an opening to speak and wondering why we were all talking over?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. He doesn't know
Terry
when he
took
muted it.
Stefan's
So.
place.
But yeah. So the League of Legends regular split for the LEC that we follow has finished, and Duncan and Steph are going through. Me and Terry are not. I finished fifth, considering the fact that the people who placed below me, which were Darius and Terry, missed scores.
Yeah, I missed 2 weeks. 1 week was given to me, and the second week was given a big fat goose egg.
No, but we did have an hilarious. Darius had put in 2 days of a 3-day week.
Whoops.
Question: Did Darius ever
You
get
gotta
his
scroll- you gotta
freebie week?
scroll a little bit.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Which is why I did the thing. It was D and Darius had done a great week. That was the one that Terry got his unfortunate no.
Goose egg.
So,
Yeah.
so realistically speaking, Ryan, you did the worst.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, I was in first place till I got the goose egg.
Darius
Hey,
beat you.
I didn't want to
you
be
beat
in the
Darius by
position
1
I'm in.
point. He got a 0.
But the sad part was I was in first place, then I got a 0, and then wah wah wah.
And Steph,
I don't want to be here no more.
who desperately tried to finish last, yet
Came in
also
first.
still played the game, came first.
Just
Well,
jealous about my skills.
at least he had to. Well, he wanted to at least be in it. He didn't want to just flop. Totally
Yeah, I
eating
didn't do. I
paper
didn't want
again.
to do
What
a
are you doing?
lion.
This is so awkward.
You are awkward, Ryan. You're a flop.
Yeah.
Right, Duncan told us.
But yeah. What other news have we? What other news have we got? I'm sure we.
Well, this was an interesting
it.
week for Ryan. He did a whole lot of live podcast or live streams this week.
Yeah, that won't be happening all the time.
No, he had a whole week off of work as we sort of hit and then sort of didn't quite get into. He sort of got into one specific, but yeah, he was off for the week and he sort of replaced me because I was extra work this week.
Yeah, so I took over Terry's 2 streams that you would normally do, and did 2 Fall Guys streams, and didn't win a single crown.
You go, girl. That's my new hashtag. Every time I see him go live.
Yeah, you go, girl.
Every time he goes live, I go.
There was the haha, and I don't know if that was because I cocked up on one of the volume level. I think it was just like.
No, it was because you noticed it late, so I laughed.
Ah, right, okay. But God, volume, I remember that so much. It was nice. I like that game. Especially considering it's Robin Hood, but in the future.
With teleporters and all sorts of.
Oh yeah, that are not supposed to be teleporters.
Yeah, they're supposed to be weird
He's in the story. Yeah, think elevators or stairs. Just believe that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the next game on that will be Subsurface Circular. So it's a text adventure. So do you like Ryan acting like a Jackanory knockoff?
No.
If so, oh well, that's a shame because it's a text-based adventure. There's going to be a lot of Ryan talking to himself.
Wait, like it's going to be like what I asked you to do.
Yeah.
Reading ebooks.
Yeah. The idea is that you're a detective on a constantly moving train track, and you stay where you are while all the people around sort of go about their business, and you try and solve a murder or something.
Unfortunately, Lily weighs 95 pounds, and if I do that, it might break my chair.
Or collapse your lungs.
All I hear is excuses.
Lily, please.
Yeah, it's like
mercy.
This is Lily.
Assisted suicide live on stream. That'll get us some views.
Oh, gee.
And
terms of service.
It'll get us some views like for a very brief amount of time.
Terry's gonna get people messaging him now. Can I lend Lily for a few hours?
Doggos everywhere.
They're not everywhere. They're in 2 places. There's only 2 of them. I can count.
There's 2 dogs here too.
Well, still,
technically
doggos,
one I could get on my lap and it wouldn't hurt.
They
are
everywhere.
6 inches. Sorry, it weighs like 6 pounds.
It weighs 6 inches. How much does 6 inches weigh? Title drop.
6 inches weighs 17,000 million trillion pounds.
What? Of what? Dark matter?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
It's the nibbler poop. It's nibbler poop.
Nibbler poop. Max, don't be jealous. We look nice.
There, you're on the camera.
Whoa.
Max is like, hey, what about me? I'm here too. Look, I'm pretty. I'm laying down.
So we got that all confirmed that the Microsoft Bethesda thing deal has finally happened now.
Oh, it has.
Due to the fact that on Game Pass, Bethesda's back library of games are there, or some are there.
Oh.
I could probably load up my Xbox app, say at least what's on the PC version.
Yeah, that
So
should be.
if you use vamp for a second while I do that.
I am vamping. Yeah.
What you stole my idea.
What, you were just going to go, I am vamping?
But yeah, so
I'm always vamping.
like
So
I
what
was
have we
saying to
got
you
in
earlier,
the-
Duncan, is I think you would like RimWorld because it does sort of float. If you just pull it up on Steam really quick, you can get a quick overview of it.
Pulling up on Steam. I don't even know where my Steam is. It's gonna be a whole
Keep
fucking
vamping, the
adventure to
or
Xbox
get
store's
there.
crashed.
Give you a whole play-by-play as I minimize
So
every
Ryan
single thing
goes
on
and
my
breaks it.
desktop. All right.
Or you could just open
Alright.
Steam on the
Rim
interwebs.
Here we go. I
job.
can
No, wait.
I-
Rim.
give you
RimWorld,
what's
one word.
available in the Bethesda Software's collection here. So we've got Doom Eternal, Fallout 76. Why? Dishonored 2, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Rage 2, Skyrim, Morrowind, Wolfenstein the Old Blood, and the New Order. More Dishonored, Doom 64, and Doom 2, and Fallout 4, Doom 3, and Doom. There's a lot of Doom.
Doom.
The Evil Within, Oblivion, and Prey. The new one, not the old one.
Oh. So
So
they got
not
quite
the
a
not
bit.
the- not the one set on an alien spherical spaceship kidnapping people from a Native American reservation.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
no, the one with the guy who thinks that
Why-
he's living on Earth and then realizes he's living on a spaceship that's being attacked
Why-
by shape-shifting creatures.
I wish I
Why
was
is
living
everybody
on a spaceship.
limbless torsos?
It's just the way the art is in this. They have a head
So
and a body that
weird.
doesn't really move.
And they can psychically control guns attached to their waists.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, you're talking about that game that looks like Prison Break?
Yes.
I mean, not Prison
RimWorld.
Escape.
Rim job.
Yes, Prison Escape or whatever it is.
The Ward, the prison
Hashtag
game.
Limworld.
I forgot what that game's called now.
I know exactly which one you're talking about, but yeah, for the podcast, let's see if we can actually get the name of it. I don't have Steam open, so I can't even look.
I have
Prison
Steam
Architect?
open, but I'm in the middle of a game.
Similar games, maybe? There's no similar games. No.
Oh god, I could have done a role-playing Nottingham games in Oblivion.
But yeah, it's basically like that sort of prison simulator or whatever it was called.
It starts with E. I
The
know that much.
Escapists.
It's not the Escapist, but it's Escape something or I don't know.
Escape from Alcatraz.
But yeah, it's basically a prison simulator. You get you have to build your own prison, and try to keep the people happy so they don't riot. And
Pretty sure
Yeah.
my
Oh
dog.
god, is it just Prison Break?
I think
Prison
it is
Architect?
Prison Architect. That's the one.
That's it. Why do I think it started with an E?
That's why I thought Prison Break or Prison Escape was right. But Prison Architect, yes. It's
There
good
we
that you could
go.
find that one easy.
I just pulled that out of my arse initially.
Oh. If any of you like base building survival things, Surviving Mars is on, and should still be on Epic Games for free.
Ooh, I think it
Until
had
Thursday.
Surviving Mars.
Surviving Mars.
I should probably get
Oh my
that.
God.
Not a
Let's-
bad one. I remember one of my old workmates telling me about that.
Do you want?
I've told you about it.
You also told me about it.
Do you want to know what my most hipster take is on anything ever? I think Mars
Go on.
is overrated. Mars is
Think
overrated.
what?
I think
Oh,
I think
Mars is
Just
overrated.
Mars, the planet itself.
Yeah, the whole planet. It's all. It's overdone. It's a boring planet. I think Venus is way more interesting, personally.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be going there
I
anytime
prefer-
soon,
I
unless
prefer
we
Pluto.
unless we
Pluto's
can
cool.
deal with extremely hot
Little-
conditions.
Wow, I mean, that
Well-
sounds like quitter talk to me.
I'm with Duncan.
Yeah, that's fine. I quit.
Please don't have sound. Please don't have sound. Thank God it was muted.
Oh, Terry, you in that setup. That
Yeah.
setup. It
Well, I have
worked.
to have so many sound options open. I'm just like, oh, don't open with sound. I have some things
Um,
muted by default, but certain things I can't exactly mute very well.
I love the fact you a lot of watching each other on the Discord. I'm watching you on the stream
On the mod
itself,
panel.
Yeah.
and it's like, why is Terry's mouth not moving when he speaks? And I'm thinking, oh, hold on, it's like it's delayed.
That's
Now
like,
it's moving, but he's
why?
not speaking. What is going on?
Did something happen?
Well, we made a whole 45 minutes if that's
Hey,
all
well,
we
I guess
got.
we're nearly there. And just before we go, then, still remembering Prey as a game that everyone should try. If only just to have the jankiest jump scare that could ever happen in a game. That's not necessarily horror, but there's a section that you get to in Prey where you can transfer from place to place using like these special touchscreen mirrors, and other people can like communicate to you through them, and one ends up broken. And the way that they get you they get you in this jump scare is that you can recalibrate the touchscreen,
You can
but you have to do it by moving
recalibrate.
your character in first person right up to the mirror, and then it's got like a little couple of touch points, and you interact with them. So you interact with the first dot, and everything's fine. That's great. And then the second dot appears, and you interact with that, and that's great. And you go to the third dot in the center of the screen, and you interact with that, and then suddenly Spider Thing,
Whoa!
Ah!
and it screams,
Look,
and you
Amber's
and
jumped.
yeah. So it screams, and then if you're not great with horror, you scream.
Ah!
And then your whole
So,
room screams.
yeah.
Your
So
whole house screams.
and then I scream.
For ice cream!
But yeah, I just remember doing it because the worst thing is while you're trying to recover from that, it's moved. That's a camera from somewhere in the room. So, so you jump back in horror of the fact that this creature's in the room. You turn around to walk out, and they're staring you in the face yet again.
Huh.
Anyone but Terry? Can anyone tell me what's in the background in Terry's on that other monitor? What is that?
It's our
Huh?
TV, but it does have a game on it.
Yeah,
It's a
I'm trying to
game.
work out what it is, and I don't know what it is.
Halo?
Nope.
No, it's Sapphire playing it. I can't
If
believe
you
it.
see on
Crackdown.
if you see on Discord, it'll actually tell you. But
Sapphire Steam says or Discord is playing. Says she's playing Kingdom Hearts. Is that accurate?
that's what it is.
That does
Yeah.
not
Really?
look like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
It's Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, wait,
Is she
what do you
playing?
want?
Is she playing it on the Xbox
Xbox.
or she? The whole the whole kit and caboodle is on
Oh my god.
is on Epic Games at the minute.
So on pre-order, isn't it? The whole collection.
Yes, from all the way from the beginning to the very end of the
There's
new.
weird
the new
glare
one.
right in the dead center, so you couldn't even see
Yet
anything.
and yet, from what it looks like, it's still not fucking finished.
Oh no, well isn't. I've not even played it, and I know it's not.
Just
I've
mad.
not played it since number 2, and most of the story in between because I played it on the Game Boy and Game Boy Color and the Advance and whatever else it was on, and it was on them because it came
Oh
out
god.
all on Game Boy for Middle Story. What is this?
Yeah.
Terry.
What is what?
Dog.
When did Terry trade his shade in for a dog?
What the? My god, I move away from the camera for 1 minute.
No, what Terry's done is took his cat Shade and made it into a dog somehow with a tutor.
Okay.
Duncan, when are you gonna dress Amber up?
So dog in a tutu.
I'm not
Therefore,
going to because I don't like dressing out my dogs. I've got one picture of Max dressed up, and it was great. I liked it.
Amber needs
Oh
dressing
God!
up.
right.
That moment
She's
when
like-
you're not,
moving!
that moment when you're not mentally prepared for how much larger of a dog she is than the one you just had.
Well, she weighs almost as much as I do, but I had to get her in
head
there.
is the same size as that dog you
See,
just had.
All I've seen for the last few days, because I have Sapphire in it on Facebook, it is pictures of just Lily as a puppy. Where she was literally, you could hold her and be like 2 hands and be
Yeah,
like,
2 years
look
ago
at
today.
She was like a small little baby.
Yeah, 2 years ago is when we got her, so a lot of Facebook is
It's
just
like-
2 years ago today. This little tiny thing that weighed like 16 pounds of all
Could now
muscle.
crush a man.
As you've seen, as it pushed me across the room.
It's like I could probably get her off the ground, but I wouldn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I could lift her just about, but it's more not so much if I enjoy it, it's more that she might not enjoy it too.
I
Like
was
it's
about to
not
say it's because of her
comfortable for her.
size. It'd be
Crushes yourself
awkward.
under her own weight.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, and then she'd be like,
Yeah. She's like, oh, it hurts. Too much pressure on my
two-
ribs.
Like this is two creatures who are not enjoying what is happening.
Yeah.
But it's happening anyway.
Then
and
we
we
sew
end
them together to make the Terry dog caterpillar.
and we end the podcast as we begin with dogs.
Exactly. Doja Cat.
Doja Cat. So we've not got D here, so I guess I'll do it. Like, share, subscribe on all the social medias, YouTube and Twitch. Follow.
Is there new-
What is Max doing?
He's trying to get Hammer to play, and it's not working out for him.
Kick, kick, scratch, scratch, scratch. Come on, let's play. Let me turn
What?
around and kick you again.
He's like,
I
come on.
I thought Max was like Amber was like sat on Max's flag or something, and Max like, get off me, get off me, get off me.
Are the
Oh,
pillows
madness.
for sound or light?
Light. It's my half-ass attempt at trying to reduce
Why don't you just
light
get a
pollution.
Get
bed
curtains.
sheet?
Guys,
a
I just
curtain.
can't be fucked. Yeah, I'll do it eventually someday, unless I move out
Or
first.
make your sister stand there for a bit with a sheet in her hand.
Yeah, just hold the sheet up for the rest of the day.
For a bit, Andrea, could you stand by my window for an hour, please?
Yeah, just while the sun's at the worst point.
Which is the entire day because of the angle.
Yeah.
Classic.
All right. So, like Ryan was trying
yeah.
to say, like, subscribe, follow, whatever you can do on whatever service you're watching us on. Listen to us
Yep,
on.
or listening to. Remember, it could be
Yeah.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Amazon.
Now, what I'm going to expect is just see Andrea come around in the background, hearing Duncan say that with a sheet in her hand.
But then she just proceeds to put it over Duncan.
Over Duncan.
And then ties it up and drags him out of the room.
Oh, classic. Right.
All right. So, yeah,
Terry,
like, subscribe.
Send us away.
Time to cook.
Like, subscribe, do all that. Yell at us to get on Instagram. I'm going to use that
Nope.
line every time.
Okay. Yell at Ryan for Instagram. Yell at Terry to get us on TikTok.
Oh, I'll do TikTok dances. All right. You hear the background. All right. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.